Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome to this series of knowledge sharing session. Guys, video marketing. If you want to educate your customer about your product and services, then video marketing is highly recommended for you. Well, my name is Montu Verma, and today we are continuing our knowledge sharing journey with all of you procurement wale guys. So, if you will stay into the very end of this session, then you will get to know about the video production cost process and its cost parameter as well. Well, we have Mr. Rupam Gupta, who is the director and founder of Third Eye Visual, and who is joining us directly from Bangalore, India. Hello, Rupam Gupta ji. How are you?
Hi Montu, hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Welcome to the show. I am
Welcome,
very,
Rupanji.
very
Welcome.
good. And Mr. Gupta, before we really move forward towards this session, can you please brief more about your company and your professional background?
Sure, Montu. Thank you so much, first of all, for this opportunity. In fact, it's 9 o'clock, and to see so many people join in for sharing knowledge itself, I'm more than honored.
Sure.
Now, a quick about me. I've been in the corporate world looking after marketing and branding for brands like Airtel, Vodafone, and Telenor. Um, Mostly, it has been looking after the entire portfolio and the P&L for the company. Uh, after I quit my corporate life, I for about 4 years I was consulting startups and especially in the e-commerce field. Mostly come helping and rather guiding companies to go to market or old age companies to go online and start selling and take advantage of e-commerce per se. Then this opportunity came up when, as a part of my interaction with Amazon, uh, they had just opened up their video platform, and we were all trying to figure out what is the best way and the best format of video that will work for an e-commerce. So we came up with a couple of suggestions, and we initially made some trial videos, which worked and showed very good results. And from there on, that's it. I mean, there was no looking back. Third Eye Visual was there as a company to help every company, go and communicate on through everything that you want to say, to do it through a video. That's all. So that's the
Great.
journey so far, honestly.
Great, Mr. Gupta. So my first question is to you is when you pitch in your customer's company, then what exactly they come up? What problem they face and how you resolve it?
Okay, I would, first like to change that word pitch, right? It is for us, it has never been a pitch, right? We have always offered our services to solve some issue or the problem or, or a communication barrier that they have right now, right? That's how we have placed. My entire team has always been, in terms of a solution oriented outlook. The idea is, yes, there is a requirement or a company that has to communicate something to someone, right? It could be to an internal employee, it could be to your suppliers, and most of the times it is to your customers. Now, obviously, there is a requirement, and there are constraints, right? There are constraints like know-how as to how to do it. There are constraints of what will work, what will not work. I'm not too sure. Doubts of that sort, and of course, as usual and as always, there are constraints on budget, right? That is something that is universal across the industries or universal across customers. So the point where we come in is that we create, rather we help solve that bridge, come up with a solution wherein they can communicate with the respective target audience, okay, in the best possible way, okay, at the most affordable cost. So that's the only thing that we do, honestly, right? I think making videos is just an eventual, outcome of what we do. It is more of solving their problem is what we look for.
Makes sense. Mr. Gupta, my second question is for you is how you define the cost of your product or services. What is the cost parameter involved in video production, basically?
Sure. I have a couple of slides that we would share. All right, but just to gist of it, there are various aspects that would go into the video, right?
Hmm.
One, of course, the biggest one is the type of video that you're trying to make, right?
Hmm.
So one could be typically the real shoot or the live shoot video, right? Where we actually take a camera and shoot a person or a drama or some play that we do, or it could be a completely animated video, right? There is of course a lot of in between types also, where it's a mix of both. So there is a bit of shoot involved, there is a lot of animation involved, and they're mixed together, right? But broadly, those are the two current classifications. So one, it depends on the type, right? Second is how complex, how what is the length of the video, what are the ingredients that you require, right? For example, I could do let's say in real shoot, I could do a very simple, customer feedback video, right? Or an interview video with someone, which is a very simple video to do. But then, if you want a lot of graphics to be added to that, right? That whatever I say will be shown as a graphic on the wall behind you. So all these components start adding, right? Second, of course, the location and the prop. I can do the interview at someone's house, which is the easiest thing to do, find a nice location and shoot it so that it saves all costs. But if the requirement is that no, we should do it in a 5-star hotel, then obviously the 5-star hotel has to be paid some money for the location and so on and so forth. So there are lots of ingredients that go into it. I have a slide where I can take you through the details, and of course we can discuss on the nitty-gritty part of it.
Sure. So let us take a fair example of a video. For an example, I want you to make my product video, and
Okay.
the time of that video will be around a single minute. Then can
Okay.
you please brief more about to our viewers so that they can have fair understanding on costing
Sure.
part? What are the cost parameter and how you will decide X cost and how you will quote to your customer?
Sure. Mondo, I'll take one step backwards before I go to the cost. It is finally, boils down from what video is required. All right.
Okay.
Now, I'm a very old school kind of a guy. All right. Unfortunately, I don't like spending myself much on something that I don't want to spend. All right. And at the same time, I don't want anyone whom I'm interacting also to spend more than what is required. Right.
Mhm.
Now, what we do is, just to take your question, see if it is a physical product, okay? If it's not an app or something, if you're talking about a physical product, let's say a mixer grinder, interesting, okay? Now, first we would try to understand if the product, what kind of a video is required for the product, right? The easiest and the cheapest and the fastest one is that I use only images of the product and I make a nice looking video and give it to you, right? I can add, text supers, that is called the text, animated text to highlight. We can also add a voiceover, whether it's in English or any regional language or across the world, any language that you want. We can make a voiceover to make a nice video with only images. Okay, then in that case, you don't even have to ship the product to my studio, and it's the fastest and the cheapest one we can use, right? The point is, does it suffice, right? If it's a product in a very, it's a well-known product, everyone knows how to use it, then there is no point, spending money trying to show what people already know, all right? Say, for example, a screwdriver, right? A simple tool which almost everyone knows how to use it. Unless that screwdriver has something very different which needs to be taught or educated or, of course, taken advantage of, I don't think I will ever suggest someone that you spend a lot of money making a very jazzy video. All right. It can be done through just a few very good images. If you already have the images, just share it on the internet. We will make the video and give it back to you within a day, right? But let's say the screwdriver has a couple of features which is not normally present in any other screwdrivers, right? Then I think then comes the next step. How do I communicate those features in a simple way, right? Yet making the product look great, right? So for that, if shoot is required, then we would require the screwdriver to come to our studio. We then sit and understand with the creative team, how do I, what angle do I take the image or the video or clip of the product in such a way that it looks very nice. And the benefit, let's say the screwdriver also has a torch, right? So it has a torch in front where it makes it easier for you to, use it at night, correct? So not every screwdriver has that. So we will try to take, show the how it's done and so on and so forth. If it requires, we will add a hand model, like in the face of the model will not be visible, only the hand, just to show how it helps while doing it. If it requires further animation, further inputs, depending on again on the product, how complex the communication is, the idea is to simplify every complex part of the communication, right? So, there will be more the number of steps, more the cost goes up. That's it. But if a product does not require any demo, okay, it is a well-known product, our suggestion always is to go with the most economic version, right? So that I just communicate and my presence of another product, yet without spending too much on it.
Great. Right? Great. Very insightful knowledge from your side. So can you please put some light on what is the process involved into video production?
Sure. Could I share my slides? I mean, it'll be easier if there's a visual thing, or should I speak? Up to you.
Have you shared on WhatsApp?
Should I send it to you on WhatsApp?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'll do that right away. Just 1 second.
Yes. So, dear participant, while Mr. Gupta is sharing their PPT with me only, can you please let us know from where you exactly are joining, and are you new here on Procurement Wale platform, or you are already part of our group member? Please chat or type in our comment box. Great. Mr. Puneet Tewari, welcome to this series of knowledge sharing session today, and a very good evening to you.
Good evening, Montu.
Yeah, Montu, I've shared it. I mean, once you get it, you can put it on. Please carry on. Please just go to the second slide and put it up. We can start there. Right. So, I mean, broadly speaking, these are the 7 steps that go into making a video, right? Of course, it can be broken down to 500 other smaller steps. But to keep things simple, this is how it starts. So like I was mentioning, first is discussing the concept and ideas of the video, right? What is required, what is not required, and so on and so forth. So in fact, it is more of to understand what a person requires for the video for, right? Second steps comes from our side, along with the client. Of course, we kind of outline the scope of the time of the budget, right? So the budget typically also will be always a guiding factor, right? But like I said, I strongly always believe, and propose that try not to touch the, maximum always, correct? If I can make the video a simple video and can still communicate to my customers, why do I want to spend a lot of money? I will rather make two videos in that budget. So that is where this thing comes in. What can be done, what can't be done, and hence within the budget we might have to add something, we might have to delete something because of if there are budget constraints. Third step comes, translate the entire thing into creative ideas and a storyboard. Again, like I mentioned, it comes to then we sit down with my creative team to understand if this is what I have to communicate, right? What is the best possible way of doing it? Visually, verbally, as well as in form of text. Okay. So once that is there, we also again come back and check with our client, or you typically go back with a storyboard saying that these are the scenes that will be there. This is how the story will work out. Okay. It may not be a story, but it is technically called a storyboard because I just get to show that what will be the first scene, what is the second scene, right? What will I show in the second scene, and so on and so forth. All right. Next comes is the capture or the shoot. That is, if there is actually a shoot happening. For animation, of course, this step becomes creating the animation itself, right? So because there is nothing to shoot in a pure animation. So whether it's an animation or a shoot, the shooting actual shoot is done, which is called the production per se in the media terms. The next step, of course, is to share a rough cut, right? We make a normal editing or create the animation, and we will share a first cut with the client. Depending on his feedback, we could be wrong in some places sometimes, right? There could be spelling errors for all you know, right? So there are feedbacks that comes, there are suggestions that comes that, hey, why don't we show this instead of that, right? In fact, what I've also seen is very few people can actually look at a storyboard or a script and decide how imagine how the final video will look. So we give this part a lot of time and patience, where the video probably goes up and down 5 times, 6 times, sometimes even 10 times, right? Saying that no, let's change this now. When you see the next video with the change, you might have another idea or a suggestion, right? Yes, there is a limit to what it can be done, because beyond the point there is a commercial impact on it. But within what can be done, this is the best place to sit down and work out on the what are changes required in the video. Once those things are done, we finalize, and that's it. The final delivery happens. So I mean, 7th step is not a step; it is actually the end of the video creation process per se. So if there are any questions so far, please ask. I mean, or Montu, if you want to keep a FOQ, I'm not too sure how you would like to convene this. So let me know, please. So coming next to the cost factors is something that you were asking, all right? Again, these are very simplified and broad categories that I've put to keep things simple. To starting with is the type of video. So it's a real shoot. What kind of a real shoot are we talking about? Is it an animation? Even in animation, it can be a 2D animation, it can be a 3D animation, it can be a very complex animation or a very simple one, right? Say even in 2D, let's say. Now, I mean, with due respect to everyone, there is a level of 2D animation that we see in something like a Chhota Bheem, correct? There is a 2D level of animation that we see that comes out of Disney. Of course, when we compare it side by side, there's a huge lot of difference. So especially in animation, what happens is the more the realistic you want to make, the more cost, more time it takes to make. And in this, industry, the biggest cost of making any video is the manpower time cost. So if a video takes 1 day, you will be charged based on 1 day manpower. If it takes 20 manpower days, then obviously it will take that much more time and money, right? So that's overall on the type of video. Sorry, Montu, can you just go back? Yeah. Second, like I was mentioning, in terms of the ingredients that you need in it, right? What are the other things? Say, for example, if in a real shoot, do we need a location? Or do we have to create a proper set, right? For it, for example, somebody wants let's say a video of their product, which is a furniture, but they just don't want the sofa or the table to be shown. They want it to be shown in a lifestyle background, like it's a fantastic looking living room. So we have to create that living room in our studio, and that costs money, right? So that is a factor that gets adds on to it. If there are other props, actors, models, and so on and so forth required, and especially for real shoot, if there are costumes and things required, right? So those are ingredients that can add up to the cost. Next is coming to the audio part. Is the plain and simple, it can be just with the music, which would probably be the lowest, unless of course the music is tailor-made and it has to be created by a good composer, right? Then it costs money. But then a simple music with which a license that I can buy from the internet itself can range from anywhere between 2,000 rupees to 6,000-7,000 rupees. That's it. Then comes the voiceover, right? Which is basically when the voice, when the video is going on, there is a voice which you hear, right? It is not going to be an actor who's talking, or there is no lip syncing with it. So there is just a constant voice at the background, right? Or if it's an audio capture, like if the actor has to actually speak a dialogue, then there is a different thing, because then the set requires an audio capture equipment. Then there is even in the editing part, there is a lot of work to be done on the audio besides the video part. Okay. Coming to okay, I'll take the formats and adapts last. Then of course, what are the special effects that you require? So I had mentioned this briefly earlier. Like if I want a lot of graphics, slow motion shots, right? Video or sound effects that I require, and so on and so forth. So those will obviously, these are of course the post-production part of it, but they add cost because there is amount of manpower time that has to go into to add these, right? And coming to format and adapts, mostly, I mean, I'm sure these are terms which you all have heard. So it's a full HD or a 4K video that you require. If you need smaller edits, say for example, I make a 1 minute video, and then you require also a 15-seconder or a 30-seconder adapt of it, right? So those adapts, creating those adapts could add up to the cost. And of course, if you want lighter versions, right? Say a full HD good video will be a couple of some 100 GB, sorry, a few hundred MBs, right? But if you want to send something on WhatsApp, it has to be less than 50 MB. So from our side, it has to be, again, the version has to be changed, the file has to be made lighter. So yeah, I mean, these are nominal costs, but yeah, they will add a little bit to the cost itself. So broadly, these are the aspects that goes into the costing part of it. Quickly, a few pointers on how it works. So whenever we make a video, whether it's a real shoot or an animation, there is a fixed cost and a variable cost like any other business, right? So so this fixed cost has to be borne by the video. Hence, if the video is very short, if I look at compare a per minute cost level, a 30-second video will always cost much more than a 1 minute or 2 minute video from a per second or a per minute point of view. All right. Of course, the first point, total cost will go up with the total total length going up, which is very evident. And third point actually is exactly what I was saying. A short video like a 10-seconder, 30-seconder will cost a lot. If you compare, say for example, if a 1 minute video is charged at, like, let's say 14,000 rupees, right? If I require a similar video for 30 seconds, it may not be exactly 14 divided by 7. 14 divided by 2, 7K. It probably will be 8,000, 9,000, or even 10,000, depending on, of course, what the video is. So one must, always understand that, you cannot compare a short video with a longer one. In fact, some of the videos like an animation or so and so forth, let's say there's a critical time. Let's say e-learning videos, for example, animated videos, each are at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes each. So those per minute cost is very minimal, right? Because the total outlay is of course is there, but if you look at a per minute cost, it will be the lowest, because most of the fixed cost that goes into creating the backgrounds or the characters and so on and so forth are being reused over and over again. So, and hence the fixed cost gets apportioned over a longer period of time, right? What we do, coming to this thing is, yes, my suggestion to all of you is that when you're trying to create a video, and the first 1 or 2 when you're trying out is okay, but try to make bulk and bunches of videos together. Say for example, if you deal in whatever product, try to work with an agency in such a way that they can do back-to-back so many videos in such a way that they will get economies of scale, right? And once you understand the costing part of it, you would know what is the benefit of doing together, and ask for the benefit to come to you. So just for example, if I were to do a shoot with a hand model or a model, the model will charge anywhere between 12,000 to 20,000 depending on what kind of model or actor you require for an entire day. So they work for 6 hours, 7 hours. Now, whether I'm doing it for a 10-second video, 1 minute video, or a 2 minute video, she will charge the whole day. But let's say if we can do the shoot, at least post-production is different. If I can do 3 videos together, the shoot part of it in a day, then if I'm paying 15K per video cost of the model, a portion it just becomes 5,000. Whereas if I'm doing only 1 video, that video has to bear the entire 15,000 cost of the model on itself, right? So that's what I mean. So try to work out on a synergy that in a day, if someone can do 2 or 3 of those kind of videos, can I give him, the bare MO, if I may say, if there's an MOQ, work on the MOQ so that you get a lot of benefit. Of course, the agency has to work in tandem with you and rightfully and truthfully pass on the benefit to you, right? So that it's a win-win for both, right? So that's all for I have right now. I hope I was able to communicate whatever expectations you had. If anyone has a questions or want to, please feel free to ask anything. I'll be more than happy to answer.
Thank you so much for your insights, Mr. Gupta. Now, I would request to my audience or my viewers, if they have any question for Mr. Gupta, then ask directly right away. Okay, or Mr. Gupta, you can share your contact number and email ID or any kind of business card with our audience so that in case they have any question, they can directly reach out to you.
Sure, definitely. Should I put it in the chat?
Yes.
Sure. So that's my email ID.
Mr. Gupta, one more thing. Would you like to convey some kind of or any message to our procurement wallet community?
My only thing, see, I have been working on this field for about 4 years. I have worked with other startups for a long time. Believe it or not, I think, if you look at the internet, there are 1,001 articles which says, the video as a content marketing tool is the future. In fact, the future is already here, right? There are a lot of, I have seen personally, there are a lot of companies who are still putting money on other forms of media, right? If you need presence on a web in any form, right? I think video is the best tool that you can look for. I'm saying this from a personal experience because even in Amazon, let's say, today when you go to any Amazon thing, you will see the first image is an image, right? The second one, typically, if it's a video, they have the video right next to it, right? So basically, what happens is 90% of people today don't have the time or the patience to read what you have to say. All right. If that everything that you wanted to say can be said, spoken in 30 seconds or 40 seconds, and in a very simple and a clear manner, it is the easiest for you to communicate, and it is the best possible solution for anyone to hear it also. Becomes easy for everyone, right? So I think one needs to believe in this format of video, a little more than what we believe in today. All right.
Sure, Mr. Gupta, thanks for being with us today. And really, I enjoyed this session and I learned a lot from you.
My pleasure.
Montu,
yes.
Montu, can I ask one question to Rupam ji?
Yeah, sure, Mr. Sinha sir.
Rupam ji, actually थोड़ा सा background noise आ रही होगी. मैं अपनी बालकनी में हूँ और नीचे रोड है.
कोई नहीं.
तो मैं क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रहा हूँ. मैंने आपसे उस दिन भी पूछा था लास्ट टाइम भी कि video resume is a very effective tool right now in the market. Not many big, basically corporate consultant, HR consultant are using video interviews, or I can say that video resume.
Right.
So, do you deal in this?
Sir, ऐसा है कि last time when I was saying, yes, we deal in it. All right. We have the capability as such of doing any kind of video that you require. All right. The question now is, if we were to make a video and resume, how do we do it is the question. Say, for example, we are based in Bangalore. If there's a person from Baroda who wants a resume, right? So there is a logistic issue here. What we normally do is we ask them to, take a good, as good as possible, a video with their own camera. You keep it horizontally rather than vertically, right? Sit in front of we just give some guidelines, right, as to get the lighting correct and so on and so forth, and shoot the video in as quiet place as possible so that the audio is clear. After that, what we do is we provide the service of doing the post production to them. All right, but of course, the quality is never guaranteed because if the input itself is not good, no matter how good editors I have, the video cannot come out as good as I want it to be, right?
Understand. नहीं मेरा एक बस यही क्वेश्चन था क्योंकि मुझे खुद बनवाना है. So I will take your help.
So where are you based, sir?
I'm based out in Delhi, but I'm working in Calcutta. So
well,
I will be connected remotely with you.
So that happens to be my hometown. So if please give me a call, right? We can work this out. Like I said, I always believe in the fact that a good plan today is better than perfect plan tomorrow, right?
I do one thing. I will take your help. Then I will try to market yourself so that you should be benefited with that. So
sure,
end of the day, I will try to. Yes, Rupam. Thank you. So I will contact you personally.
Sure. Please, I'll wait. I look forward to it.
So is there anybody else who want to ask any question from Gupta ji?
Yeah, hi Montu. Saurabh this side.
Hello Saurabh, how are you doing? And let us know from where you are joining us.
Yeah, I have joined you from Noida and I'm working in Moglix.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Gupta.
Hi, Saurabh.
I just want to. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to ask how much it is important cross-selling and putting rhymes in videos, and how we can use and manage the things and words in our videos, because sometimes it's very critical. Like recent we have seen Myntra in which they have to change their logo. Some kind of maybe reason was additional or not. So how we can put things, because it should be in a certain way.
Okay, I would have you have to repeat the question. I didn't quite catch it. Are you talking about how to put text in the video? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. And how much? One more thing in the same segment. How much it is important cross-selling with these kind of activities of videos?
What exactly do you mean by cross-selling through a video?
Like if my product is a mobile and I want to add an earphone.
Okay.
So is it important that we can cross-sell earphone in that segment, or we should make a different kind of videos for that? Because sometimes if we put both product in single segment, then it will be a cost saving for us.
I agree. Just to answer the last part first, I completely agree. If it can be clubbed together, why not? Right? Why not save some cost instead of doing that? More than the cost. See, if I make a 1 minute video on the mobile, another 1 minute video on the let's say the earpod, right? That goes with it, or headphone that goes with it. Now, can I expect my customer to spend 2 minutes watching my video, right? Can I rather save his time and show the entire thing in 1 minute 20 seconds? Sorry, I mean a 1 minute 20 second video where I can cover both. Okay, that's a fantastic question, I must say, right? So more than the cost, I think we should look at it from a customer point of view, whether will it be easier for the customer to understand if I put both the products together or not, right? It may be related, it may not be related, but the question is how simple am I able to communicate what I'm trying to do? Overloading one video with too many things also will, may beat down the cost, but it will also beat the purpose itself. Right? Because it will be like, I'm trying to say 20 things in 1 minute and the customer could not finally register even one. So what's the use of the video, right? So I think there's an optimum level for everything, but the example that you gave was very apt. If the products are related and I can build a single story around the thing, it should not look like I'm trying to say two things parallelly, right? If it can be shown as a single piece of a string of a story, I think you should do that anyways. It does not matter whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 products, right?
Okay.
And coming to the text part of it, yes, texts are important, all right? Especially again on a web kind of a video where you are trying to explain a lot of things with a voice. So we can use as many senses as possible to touch the customer. So there is a visual that I'm showing, which is to beautify it. There is a voiceover that talks to his ears. Plus, whatever I'm saying, if the keywords can be on the screen, it always helps the brain to register deeper, right? So yes, the supers do help, but again, it should be pertinent, it should be in place, and it should be done in a little aesthetic manner so that it comes out well. It looks good, right?
Thanks, Mr. Ruben.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for asking question and join us today. So, Mr. Gupta, I will also share the recording of this session on our social media handles.
Sure.
And a very good night to all of you, and see you soon. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you.